I know you're tired. I know you're hurting. And I wish I could say something that was classy and inspirational. But that just wouldn't be our style. Pain heals. Chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever.
Oh, Lee.
Football.
Can't escape this bullshit.
ESPN, the global leader in sports.
Welcome to the Pop Fantasy Football Week 7 recap, brought to you by PanelsOnPages.com. I'm Jason Nyes, representing the 3-4 six-pack of danger, and joining me this week representing the 6-1 Brooklyn Dark Knights, Pop Fantasy Football Commissioner Tito Cruz.
I can't wait to use my number one waiver pick on a kicker.
And representing the 1-6, Tell 'em Kelly Eats Band-Aids, Pop Fantasy Football Kerouac Commissioner Dan Mahoney.
I can't believe I got the number 12 pick now. That sucks.
And finally, representing the 2-5, cammed if you do, cammed if you don't, the 2019 Pop Fantasy Football Champion, Jose Guzman.
I'm drafting Flacco next year.
Let's go to the multiverse where fucking Eli went wherever and
Eli's a Charger.
Yeah.
Phillip Rivers is a Steeler, and Ben Roethlisberger plays for the Giants.
Fucking
Amazing.
wild.
We say it every week, but man, what a week.
What a week.
What a
It went from last week was everyone had low scores except for a few teams. This one was everyone had high scores.
The lowest score in the league was 88 points last week.
Yep.
The highest being 161.5.
God damn.
161.5 is ridiculous.
Don't forget that half.
And that 161.5 was the lowest scoring team from last week.
Right.
Wow.
Spoiler
That
alert.
coin.
All right, well, let's get into it. Mahoney's got our Week 7 scoreboard.
Dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun.
All right, let's start with the most exciting game of the week, where my 0-6 Tell 'em Kelly Eats Band-Aids went up against Lee and Goat's Turd Ferguson's.
Yeah, sure was.
And I had myself a real time because it came to the end. All of Goat and Lee's players finished, and they had 91.5 points.
And this was, they finished at the one, they were all the early game on Sunday.
Everybody played at 1 o'clock. So it hit like, the 4 o'clock game was like 5 minutes in, and every one of his players had finished. And he had 91.5 points, and I had 88.5 points with 2 players to go. And I was like, I got this one in the bag. And then the first quarter ended, and my 2 players had 0 points. And then the second quarter ended, and my 2 players had 0 points. And then the third quarter ended, and my 2 players had 0 points. And I was like, oh, this is just
fucking wild.
This is the worst day in fantasy football history.
What got me about Mahoney's games is that he had Jerick McKinnon, the running back of San Francisco.
Yep.
Their running back goes out. So you figure, all right, next in line. Mahoney got this. They were using a wide receiver at running back.
Yeah.
We don't want you touching the ball. Get
Yeah,
away.
Jose
He
at one
did
point,
touch it.
Jose
He
at
got
one
negative.
point sends me a message, and he's like, I don't think he's playing.
Nope.
I'm like,
Yeah.
me neither. I don't think
We
either
were
one of
watching
them
the
are
game.
playing.
We were watching the game, and it was like, no, we're gonna see him. No,
Right.
Like we're gonna see him, and then all of a sudden, I keep seeing like wide receivers rushing the ball, like trick plays, and then
Debo was running
running
the
backs with like hair, and I'm like, McKinnon don't got hair like that, and then I'm like, dude, I don't think he's fucking like playing. Not like he's not doing good. The motherfucker's not touched the game yet.
No, the coach said that he was due for a rest. Just
Yeah.
wanted him to have a break. Like, you motherfucker! You can't say that before the game? Like,
After all week everybody
put
dude,
in for Jarrett
McKinnon. Every pro out there, McKinnon, start him. He's a start, must start. Good matchup, McKinnon.
Exactly.
McKinnon.
They were like, he's a pass catching back. The Patriots can't defend pass catching backs. Like, this is the week. Like, not only is everybody in front of him down and not available, but this matchup is perfect for him. Like, you guys, you're going to run wild with McKinnon.
And
0 points through the whole game.
The other guy who Mahoney had going was Mike Evans.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you see the score and the numbers that Tampa Bay was putting up, and you think, oh, he's definitely caught at least a couple of balls to get me a couple of points.
Nope.
Donuts till like
Nothing.
about 7 minutes into the end of the game.
Must have been drawing a lot of defense or something. Who knows what he was up to.
On halftime, we were chilling with Yoda for a second, and we were talking about like we couldn't believe it's halftime and nobody's got a point.
Yeah.
Like there's no way. And then I was like, he's going to get it in garbage time. Like that's when it's going to happen. It's going to be just something stupid that the play shouldn't happen. And that's pretty much what happened.
Mhm.
He caught like 2 passes. Like there's no they were up at that point. And then I think they threw like an interception. Like the game was wrapped. But I think they used the fucking Raiders as their preseason. They're like, no, everybody back out here. And Brady's like, let's ball.
What put
Pretty
Mahoney over the top was Mike Evans' 2 receptions for 37 yards.
Mm-hmm.
That came
In
in the
the
last
fourth.
7 minutes of the game.
Yeah. It took to
needed
the last
3 points.
7 minutes of the 4 o'clock game for me to squeak out a victory by 1 point, 92.5 to 91.5.
Jose
And
was
the true hero of this game is no one on my team. The true hero of this game is Ben Roethlisberger, who threw an interception when his team was already winning, and he had no business throwing that pass. If he had not lost those 2 points on that useless interception, I would have lost 93 to 92.
we might have to go back to the tape, but I do think the true hero of your game is me for picking GOAT last week instead of you.
All right, fair.
The streak continues.
So yeah, Jose was over at our house, and you know we're in the second half of that Tampa game, and I've got players playing, but I'm good. Me, Jose, and Mary stopped caring about our own games, and we're just focused on Mike Evans. I was like, I don't care. Tom Brady can throw it to Mike Evans all fucking day. I don't care. Just get Mahoney enough points to get him over the hump.
At first, like the 4 o'clock game, the 4 o'clock games haven't even started. I think I messaged everybody at like 3:50, and I was like, I'd feel a lot better if I had a lead on GOAT when his players ran out of time.
Sure.
Because if there's anyone who could have 2 players left and get 0 points out of both of them, it's me. And then the
you
first
almost
quarter
did.
goes by, 0 points, and I'm like, haha, yeah, that's funny. And then we get to halftime and there's 0 points, and I'm like, yeah, boy, that'd be some good content, huh? Like, that'd be real funny if they both get 0 points for the whole game. And then the fourth quarter starts and I've got no points. And I'm like halfway through the fourth quarter, I got no points, and I'm just like, I'm going to fucking lose this game.
No.
Quick update. Nice, your wide receiver just caught a touchdown.
Oh, fuck yeah, the wide receiver I picked up off of waivers today.
Nice.
So he's rushed for 1 and just caught another one on a flea flicker.
Oh, hell yeah.
Which one? Who? Samuel?
Curtis Samuel.
Nice.
Yeah, I was hurting in the wide receiver slot still today. You know, I could fill the spot, but I just went out there for a little look and saw Curtis Samuel and thought, hey, why not? Let's give it a shot.
I had him last year and he was great for me, but he wasn't very consistent this year. So
Sure. Hey, just
Sorry
as long as
to-
he's consistent
sorry
this
to,
week.
Barge in on the update.
It's all good. I appreciate it, Tito. Let me know when any of my players get a touchdown. I like it. This is good content. Mahoney winning by 1 fucking point. But had you lost, I was positive it was going to break you.
I don't even know what I would have done. There was a time there where I was like, do I just blow it up? Like, do I even bother with the second half? Like, I clearly have, like, if I'm 0-7,
Yeah.
like, it's all done. Like, at this rate, if I win out, I'm 8-6, and like I don't think 8-6 gets me in the playoffs unless things go real poorly for everybody else. So
You get to a point where you're no longer trying to get into the playoffs. You're trying to stay out of the Kerouac.
yeah, I mean, hey, I'll go to the Kerouac. Let's do it. I'll draft second next year. I don't have any problems with that.
But
I'll
just
see you all in the Kerouac when I roll out my all-star team that has won
Scored
me
225
one
in the
game.
Kerouac Bowl.
just imagine
Super
what
Bowl scores
Um,
55 to 70. and this dude's
imagine the
scoring 230.
punishment the Kerouac commissioner would give to Mahoney.
Send a picture of him whipping himself in the back like fucking.
We might have to default if Mahoney wins the Kerouac. We have to like default to Juan to set his punishment.
Oh my god! Now I'm motivated. Now I'm winning out.
I would
I
nominate
like that.
as the current Kerouac. I would nominate myself because I've been punished all season. So
No.
fuck
no.
you.
Juan.
Hey.
Juan.
All
No,
right.
because you'd fucking give him some like. No.
What? It change his name
No.
every week? Something awful
Not
like
yet.
that?
I know a great Kerouac punishment for Mahoney.
Oh my
I
god!
like the Juan.
Listen, I'm not winning the Kerouac, so it doesn't matter.
Wanna
Have you
make a-
seen my
Yeah.
team?
I'm saving this for when eventually Mahoney wins the Kerouac one
Yes,
of these
great.
years.
yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Mark that.
Oh.
17
I
minutes in.
I might be playing you in it, Jose. So don't get.
Hey,
too
I'm
comfortable.
down. Let's fucking go. I tell you what, if that happens, we're outscoring the Super Bowl.
Yeah, go back
From
to the
the
tape.
From the Super Bowl to the toilet bowl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go back to the tape
fucking
when I
down.
suggested that was going to happen.
I'm fucking down. Let's do this thing.
All right.
I got
well,
clearly no luck this week.
Yeah, you struggled. But before we get to your match, let's talk about Nyes and how he all of a sudden erupted for 132 points, stomping all over Kelly with 109.
Yeah, I hate to do it to my protege, my young ward Kelly, but I need this win, man. Needed it bad.
Yeah. Kelly reeling. I think Kelly's lost 3 in a row.
Yeah, 'cause he was
4-0.
undefeated,
Now
yeah.
he's 4-3. So
How many
3
weeks
in a
ago
row,
did
Kelly.
he trade his dudes?
I'm gonna say 3.
All right. Go back to the tape on that one. When I fucking called that fucking streak of 3 losses in a row.
Yeah.
But I also, as the person who got Kelly's running backs, lost 3 in a row. So who's to say if they would have
Mhm.
helped? He did have
Well,
one
we
stud,
we
though.
could say we can go back and see what they scored compared to what he ended up getting. We could see.
Yeah, we could see. We could see. He had one stud, Tyler Lockett.
He got
Yeah, Lockett went off.
can
And Brady went off for Nyes with those
Yeah.
44 points.
Yep.
and
yep.
Gronk pulling in a touchdown or two.
Yeah.
That was wild.
that might be the move. If Nice's team ends up going on like a nice little fucking streak and fuck shit up in the playoffs, I think picking Gronk back up before
Yeah.
anybody else got him, if that continues, will be the move that made it.
Yeah.
Brady getting comfortable. He looked really comfortable with his
Yeah.
team.
Move of the week is definitely not trading you for Kenyon Drake.
Which, man, I felt so. But what sad was he was off to a good start.
Yep.
He got what? He got 3.5 points, but that 3.5 points was early. He
Yeah.
went out pretty early, which kind of sucked.
Yeah.
He sure did. And
He's
then
such a pain in the ass.
Chase Edmonds just blew the fuck up again.
Who,
Which sucks because you already had Chase
Yeah,
I
Edmonds.
sure did.
who- I was about to ask who just dropped Chase.
I did.
It's fucking wild, dude.
Bonkers.
Not my intention.
All right. Well, the other Nyes did not fare very well. Mary put up 88 points, lowest in the league this week, behind a strong performance out of Watson with 27 points. But Vetter's team gets hot, and Vetter had Chase Edmonds, and so Vetter
Yeah.
snuck by with 103.5.
Yeah, because we're telling Mary Chase Edmonds hasn't done shit the past couple weeks. You know, last week in particular, where all I needed was 2.5 points, and he couldn't even pull that for me. So me and Jose both are telling her, don't worry about Chase Edmonds. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. And then Chase Edmonds blows up with 16.5 points. What was really wild was going into that Monday night game, and Vetter had Mary by a couple of points, and then the Bears D was sucking and got down all the way to 0 points, to the point where Mary was winning for a hot minute there.
Yeah.
And then Robinson caught a couple balls, and the Bears defense blocked a punt, and
then they scored a touchdown too.
Yeah, it was all said and done after that.
Vetter got 1 touchdown. His whole team scored 1 touchdown all week, and it was the Bears defense.
That's fucking nuts, man.
Yeah.
He goes. His team, Vetter's team, goes as Josh Allen goes. If you look at the games he's lost, those are the games that Josh Allen has performed poorly in.
Well, Josh Allen only got 16.
Yeah, he did not have the game.
He did not have the game. Yeah, you're right. And that was against the Jets too. You would have figured he would have blown up on that game.
There's been a lot of.
I'm a little skeptical about Josh Allen at this point. I think he's maybe returning to level.
Yeah, I think so.
There's definitely been a lot of games this season where, like, you keep hearing the matchup, and then it just doesn't deliver, and then somebody else ends up blowing up that week.
Well, yeah, this was their second game against. This was the Bills' second game against the Jets. The first game, Josh Allen put up 31 points.
Yeah.
So he doubled the output that he put up this game. So Josh Allen's points for the season: 31, 41, 38, 29, 19, 18, 16. Not trending in the right direction.
No.
And it was the fucking Bills kicker who had himself erased. That motherfucker kicked the goddamn balls off.
Yeah, he kicked 6 field goals.
21 points?
And that you got to calculate distance in too. If it's over 40 yards, you're getting extra points.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't talk about fucking Mahoney's kicker almost breaking the goddamn record.
By like inches.
Barely missing that motherfucker.
I'll tell you what, that was a 6-point swing for me. When he missed that, if he had made that kick, it would have been 5 points for me. When he missed it, I got a -1. So it was a 6-point swing, and then I won by 1 point. I almost lost this game by him missing that field goal by inches.
Oh my god.
Bonkers. But yeah, I'm keeping him around. I was like, hey man, if you want to try for 50-yard kicks, let's go. Made a trade for my other kicker.
It looked good. That shit looked good.
Yeah.
You got 2 points so far.
Yeah.
He's gonna make one of those this season. Like before halftime, just something stupid. They're like, no, fuck it. Go back out there.
Yeah. What's hurting Mary is not having Chubb or Eckler right now.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's huge. You lose both your running backs, like that's a death sentence.
Her running back situation was not good. I mean, look at that, 4 and 6 out of your starting running backs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you get that out of your flex, you're like, all right. But Juju stepped up. I mean, you know, he hasn't been here all season, but Juju stepped up. I mean, it's good to see Noah Fant playing, catching some balls. I mean, you know, you kind of want more than 6'5", but it's better than 0-0, which he had.
Yeah, I think
been with
been
that
hurt.
injury. Yeah, he fucked his ankle.
Yeah.
But
she gets her injuries back, so she's good there.
She's got Landry, who's now the clear number 1. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Some throwing. But he's got a little Q by his name. We'll see how that turns out.
Don't they all?
Yeah, no
Don't
shit.
they all?
I love when I look at my lineup and everything's like clear, and then I open it in the morning and it's fucking Q.
Yeah.
What you guys do overnight?
Like every hour, it's like somebody on this team has COVID, somebody on that team has COVID. It's like I can't handle it. Just tell me who's gonna play. All right. Well,
nobody knows.
Tad. So we got Vetter. Vetter's team is hot and cold, and goes as the wind. We got Tad, who's the same way, and then poor Jose, rolling in with 118.5 points, which is
I thought I had it.
Phenomenal. That's great.
I had
43 points out of Herbert. Like 118.5 is great. And then
Yeah.
in comes Tad with 135. 42 out of Murray. 37.5 out of Adams. Like,
So this fucking Cardinals Seahawks game whooped my ass so hard that night because all he had was Kyle Murray, and I was expecting him to get like 30. Yeah, he got 33 the week before. Fucker pops up for 42, and so I got him, and I got Metcalf, and he's not doing shit. He's looking like Mike Evans out there doing and like it got to the point where I'm looking at Russell Wilson and he's not even looking his way anymore. He just stopped looking to the point where also I see some plays where just Metcalf stopped running because he's like, well, this motherfucker ain't even looking at me.
And then you're seeing all those balls he's throwing to Lockett be like, throw it to the other guy.
And
now
Metcalf made that incredible play where they threw an interception,
50-yard touchdown,
and chased Budda Baker down.
Oh yeah, the stop. That was the best play. And after that, he's like, I'm not taking that.
I heard somebody said that it was like a father chasing down his son. That was the size difference between the both of them.
The fucking belt in his hand. It was in this league, but also on the other side, I was up 124 points on this motherfucker, and he had Christian Kirk scored a touchdown. Tyler Lockett had himself a race, and fucking Russell Wilson, who threw everything to him. This guy scored 126 points with 3 people.
Well, your other league scoring is fucked too.
yeah, it's some of the strangest scoring I've ever seen.
That's some real Make America Great Again scoring going on over there.
Because Lockett got 45 in our league. He got 62 in the CBS league.
Yeah.
But there's bonus. See, that league does the bonuses. So like the longer the catch, it's almost like the field goals.
Mm-hmm.
Longer the catch, longer the bonus. And he caught some fucking long touchdowns. He had 3 touchdowns. One was short. One was like a 70. I mean, fuck me, dude.
You said
so.
Lockett...
I lose the Tad by Kyle Murray, and then I can't even cheer because he's got Russell Wilson. If I have Metcalf, so for me to beat Tad, I have to lose the CBS. But then it's like, okay, well, fuck it. Metcalf, I'm losing the Tad. It is what it is, but at least I'll win the CBS. I mean, I was up 124 points, right? No, I fucking lose both.
And then after the Sunday night game where Jose had lost to Tad, but they had both put their defenses on buys, we were like, Jose, pick up a defense. Let's go.
Yeah. If I was able to move a spot to IR, I would have done it as a joke. I would never have put him in because I'm a man of my word when we do a challenge like that.
It's true.
But for the sweat and just to see if it triggered him, I would have picked up a D and put it on the bench.
Even the top scoring defense, because I'm pretty sure both Monday night defenses were on a roster. Maybe they were on a bench, but the one I can see here scored 16, and that wouldn't have got you over Tad. So even if you had been able to break the deal,
just barely.
But at least I made no wrong moves.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
It's not like somebody exploded on my bench. I mean, my fucking quarterback put up 43 points. The trade did work out. He put up 43. Allen put up 17.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty ball. The combination I was hoping for worked. Tito wanted Kareem Hunt. He put up 16.5. I gave him Tyreek Hill. He put up 14. So that week, I made the right choice.
Yep. No doubt.
Metcalf got me 3. I should have sat Metcalf. That should have been the move because everyone kept saying Arizona's got his number. They shut him down last year too. So the move to make was you sit Metcalf and put somebody else in. Because the Higgins, I didn't want to. I was willing to get rid of Hill to keep Higgins. Higgins put up 15.5. Not bad.
Yeah.
The most depressing 2 and 4 now? 2 and 5?
2 and
5. 2 and 5. We might be tied next week.
Yeah. You're one game out from last place.
When we get
Nah,
to the
I'm
stand, when we get into the standings, I'll go over a few things.
There's a lot of us who might be tied next week because
Yep.
trust me, I've done a lot of research about who everybody's playing this week and how their games are looking for them. Because that's what you got to do when you're 1-6.
And then what happens when everything you research goes out the fucking window next week?
That's just called fantasy football.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
Yes.
All right,
Well,
so
2020,
Shark.
baby.
Speaking about your trade working out, Shark made a trade.
Yeah. Fucking Mahoney.
Shark made a
I lost
trade.
this game because of Mahoney.
That's probably not inaccurate.
Well,
Because
that and Zeke.
two of Shark's 3 top scores came from me. And Shark pulled out the win over undefeated Tito, 119.5 to 96.5.
wild.
40 points out of
keeping
Joe
on the
Burrow.
Burrows. Yeah, finally worked.
28 out of Robinson. Jay Robinson. I don't know his first name. Maybe James.
James.
Maybe Joe.
James.
No idea. And then
Trade Robinson.
17 points out of the Washington defense.
Yeah,
Fucking
that's wild.
Dallas. I blame Dallas for screwing me on this. This is what I get
Yeah.
for hating the Cowboys all my life. Because not
Yeah.
only does Elliott give me only a fucking 4.5
4 or
points,
5.
and then they let Washington just go off on him. Go off
Yeah.
on him.
But Kelsey too. Kelsey brought you.
But that's not. I don't.
Well, 6'5" from a tight end, not bad. But Kelsey, you're hoping for 10 plus.
Right. I'm hoping for right around that 10 range. Everybody else did okay. The mistake I made, well, it didn't turn out to be that big of a mistake, was at wideout because I wanted to start Fuller. That only cost me a point, so that's not that big of a deal.
Hey, let me get Fuller, dog.
And I did sit Beckham, so again, his
Yeah.
coming up with a donut didn't cost me anything.
Tito, he plays the other kind of football. What are you doing?
What the fuck kind of tackle was that?
He's a wide receiver for a reason, man.
Like, I applaud the hustle on the chase down, but watch Metcalf. That's how you do a chase down tackle.
Yeah, Metcalf
Like,
also
he-
has like 60 pounds on Beckham and like about 6 inches.
Beckham went fucking juggalo on Fred Durst. That's what happened there.
I've watched it a couple more times since then. It almost seems like he tried to put the brakes on because, there was already somebody else there, and in doing that, he flew wrongly and weird. It was ridiculous. What a shitty way
I
to
mean-
go
The
out.
invisible rail.
Yeah.
Ultimately,
Yeah,
if I start everybody in their positions with the high score, I still don't beat Shark. His team just outperformed themselves.
I'll tell you what, I thought Robinson was trending down and all done. Like, Matt was willing to trade for Robinson, and I was like, good, because I think this guy's about to go real cold, real fast. And then he puts up 28 points. I'm like, well,
The first
maybe
running back
not.
you gave him not doing that hot. Josh Jacobs is not having a good year.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we made that trade. I wasn't very high on Josh Jacobs. I just liked him better than Kenyon Drake.
Ugh.
So Josh Jacobs points week 1, 33, 10.5, 7.5, 7.5, 20, 3.5.
If it makes you feel any
Oof.
better, Jose, I got Josh Jacobs. I turned him into what's his name there, the quarterback,
Joe Burrow.
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson,
Yes.
and then I turned Lamar Jackson into Aaron Jones. So I turned Josh Jacobs into Aaron Jones.
Transformers.
Yeah,
And it's been fucking downhill for Kelly ever since.
ever since.
Well, it's
Sorry,
so
Kelly.
apropos that Mahoney gets his first win and Tito gets his first loss in the
Yeah,
same week.
I thought the same thing.
Pretty
What a
fitting.
tilt. What a balance of the scales of first to worst. So we'll
Wow.
see. So we'll see if they both win again and keep it.
I like his chances. I tell you, I've done a lot of studying of this next week because I know who I need to lose to be able to stay in it. I know the teams that I need to not win, and I know the teams that if they win, it doesn't matter to me. I like Tito, Matt, Vetter. Like, go ahead, go get
Yeah.
your wins. That's fine.
No, Vetter,
I don't
no
need to
more
worry
wins.
about you.
No
But,
more
like,
wins,
Jose, Juan, I need you to lose. Sorry, you gotta.
My bad luck's either going to continue or shit's going to change. It's trending up. It's trending up. But I'll tell you
You're
who's
making
not on my
moves.
team anymore. Cam Newton.
Oh, yeah.
So it's cammed if you don't.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
right.
It is.
Kelly is acquiring. We're getting ahead of ourselves, but Kelly is acquiring every Patriots running back. He's got Burkhead, he's got Sony Michel, and he's got
Harris?
Damian Harris.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what he's doing there because I don't want any Patriots players at all. Like at all. No, thank you.
Not anymore.
They can all go. Like Edelman, no thanks. Edelman. Today, they were like, Edelman's not at practice. Oh, it sounds like he might have an injury and maybe needs surgery. And then, like, an hour later, they were like, actually, he already had surgery. So that's why
He's
not
like,
at
no,
practice." Like,
I'm
okay.
not playing the rest of this season.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get right. You call
Exactly.
me when you guys figure shit out.
Yeah.
Or
They're like,
you'll
he'll be
hearing from my
back.
agent.
I'm like, yeah, he'll be back. He'll be back, sure. Like, this team is a dumpster fire. He's all done.
You'd be better off picking up Rob Edelman.
No, deep cut. What's crazy is he had the first game that came out, he had 150 yards passing.
Yep.
But he scored rushing touchdowns. And he still threw a touchdown. So it balanced out that week. Even though the passing yards weren't great, it balanced out. But then he played Seattle and they let it rip and he threw for 350 yards. And he has not thrown more than 150 since. So did he blow his arm out in that game?
I don't know. I said, because I'm up here in the Northeast, so I hear a lot of Patriots talk. Everybody I am around is big Patriots fans. I don't really pay much attention to football other than the fantasy stuff. And even that is mostly ones and zeros. Like, I'm not looking at, I don't even know all of their names. I just know the initials. And so lots of people were like, because even before the Patriots got Cam Newton, they're like, they got to go out and get Cam Newton. And I'm like, for what? Because I may not know a lot about football, but I do know enough about sports to know that Cam Newton is not your long-term answer at quarterback. So what's the point? Like, why go get him for a year and then not make the playoffs and not make the Super Bowl, but you wasted a year seeing what Cam Newton could do for you at quarterback? Like, just go get your next quarterback or suck. Like,
here's the thing is, but if you get him and he does suck, you do suck and you get a nice draft pick. But if you get him and he becomes the Cam of the Cam, then you don't need to go get that guy. But either way, but now they still suck. And
yeah,
it was kind of like a Belichick project. Like, can Belichick turn Cam Newton into the next Tom Brady?
Yeah, let me tell you that if I'm Bill Belichick, because that is the debate. Was it Brady or Belichick? And Brady seems to be doing A-okay down there, and Belichick doesn't really seem to be doing all that hot. So
right, but at the same time, give Belichick that team. What would Belichick do with that team?
So
it's kind of hard because there's talent. Like, coaching does come into play a lot, but at the end of the game, the talent plays the fucking game.
Saw a Buccaneers video of Brady and Gronk in lounge chairs sitting out in the sun, Gronk with no shirt on, and they were just reading mean tweets and just laughing to themselves. Like, miss you, Bill.
Sounds like FriendCon.
Also, by the way, who's the marketing genius that decided to put Bill Belichick in multiple commercials this year?
Who knows?
You know, he has a very outgoing personality.
Yeah, is he selling anything for you? No, especially not this season.
The Patriots were hoping for it.
All right, let's wrap it up with our last game here. We got Mel, we got Juan. And Juan, we looked at it last week. Juan runs into the most points against, every week. Juan put up 100 points even, which is pretty great. 21.5 out of Boyd. And then Mel, who scored last week, 38?
Yep.
Was it 38 points he scored?
Yep.
And I'm not even sure he changed anyone in his lineup. And this week he scores 161.5.
Well, I mean, his team went the way Aaron Rodgers went because Aaron Rodgers got him 4 points last week and then 35 this week.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
The pickup of Bernard was hood. was good for him. 16.5 there with Mixon out.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. Rodgers got him 3 points last week.
Yeah. When Rodgers got those 3 points last week, I was like, aha! Finally, I'm vindicated from 7 weeks ago when I said he was done.
DJ Moore got him 23. Deontay Johnson 24.
Mm-hmm.
Even his defense scored 14.
Yeah.
His kicker had 15. Like, it was just nasty. But what really got one was Mahomes in the snowstorm. They ain't throwing the ball. And then Carson went out.
And they put up
He's
43
got 3.
points. The Chiefs put up 43 points. You'd figure there'd be more from Mahomes, but that was defense, special teams, and the run game.
The interception for a touchdown. They ran a kickback.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Chiefs defense on my bench.
Rushing it. But it doesn't suck because it didn't cost them the game.
True.
That's when it would have sucked. Like, the game was already won. So it's like cool to see I have a defense that I could play next week that has that potential. But at least I'm not watching these scores go to waste. And I just lost by 5, and my defense put up 25.
Tito was looking for a new defense this week, and he asked me about Kansas City. And I'm like, nah, after them sitting on my bench last week, I'm probably going to start them this week. You want the Giants?
Yeah, he
I love
offered me the Giants. I'm like, are you kidding? I see them every week. I know what they are.
I reach out to Tito and I'm like, hey, you need a defense? He's like, I'm happy with the Patriots. Why? I'm like, yeah, sure you are, buddy. Sure you are. Then he's over here knocking on doors looking for defenses.
Thank you, Murray.
Love it. I love the art of the trade.
All right.
All right, that's our week.
All
Wild
right.
week.
Jose, what's up? We doing stud or dud or moving on?
I mean, we go either way.
Play the sound.
Stud or dud?
We'll keep it short.
I tried to throw it to you at one point.
Yeah.
Like, here's a stud, and then it was like crickets, and I was like, all right.
We'll work on it. That was my fault. It was a 40 club. Fucking Murray, Herbert, Brady all broke 40. You had 3 quarterbacks who hit you 30. Russell, Burrow, and Rodgers. So the low scoring game. Oh, look at that graphic.
Oh, you didn't see that last week?
I guess not.
No, last week you didn't have your video on for us.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. We forgive you.
Nice. Look at that. That's all official. Fucking Locko at 45-5, breaking my heart. We talked about that. Fucking Devontae Adams just killing it because he went as Aaron Rodgers went, and they both had a fucking day, and it was 37-5. AJ Brown hit up with 24, Boyd with 24, DJ Moore with 23. We talked about those guys. Fucking some duds. Allen, we talked about him heading that way. Not what you want. Fucking Freeman on New York. Almost the same situation as McKinnon. He was supposed to play. He was supposed to do something. He got you 0. Instead, Willie Gallman busted out some shit. So nobody picked him up. I guess nobody likes the Giants.
No, nor should you.
I don't want anything to do with anybody on the Giants.
Crickets.
The only person you
Maybe
probably
the
pick up on
kicker.
that team is the kicker. That's it.
Yeah,
You pick up Gano, and that's it.
Yeah, no shit. We got
Because
Jock.
we talked about him last week. He'll kick a 50-yard field goal because they can't get him any closer than 50 yards. So he's gotta.
But
Yeah, no
he
shit.
also did Kelly snaked him out from under me, but he did shit for Kelly. He got him 3 whole points.
Yeah. Well, that's the risk. Is sometimes they can't even get him 50 yards.
We got two running backs continuing their downward trend. We talked about Jacobs and Zeke, and then Mike Davis getting 5.5 on a game. Carolina put up some points, and not good to see right before McCaffrey comes back. You kind of want to put your fucking feet in and prove that
You deserve to be a starter.
let me play. Yeah. I get it. He's McCaffrey, but I think I proved I need some time.
Maybe discouraged, like he feels it coming to an end, and he's just like, man, fuck it.
He got that fucking Belichick tap on the knee.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so wild seeing that. Because like, you ever saw a man's heart break on TV?
The
When he
old
got
Ralph
that
Wiggum.
fucking pat from Belichick on the knee, it was like, like you just saw it break. It's he talked some shit, but I would like to see him come back. 4 receivers would like to see to come back: Claypool, Metcalf, Diggs, and Evans. Evans, obviously, he's been dealing with the injury, so minus injury, he's going to be a fucking stud. And if Antonio Brown comes in, that might make Evans even more dangerous because he can't stop both. If Antonio Brown comes in, doesn't throw dildos everywhere, and fucking sticks to the Super Bowl game plan, like that offense is going to be fucking nasty. You put Evans and Antonio Brown on both sides, Brady's going to come all over the field.
There's too many ifs with Antonio Brown, but Mel, if you're looking to trade him, I am interested.
Yeah, that's one
Did
if.
they say how long Godwin's going to be out for?
He's got the same injury as Breeze had.
Yeah, I think it was a finger, so it should just be a week, but who knows?
What was his thumb?
Did you hear that Gardner Minshew has had a broken hand for like 6 weeks now?
Oh, I love that dude.
Multiple fractures in his hand and like a sprained ligament, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I don't want to say anything about it."
First of all,
I didn't want to bother the trainers. They look busy.
First of all, Jose, it was his left index finger, and second of all, a thumb is a fucking finger.
Thumb's a thumb. You got 4 fingers, 1 thumb. But Metcalf got 3, not good. Claypool 0.5, so he came back to the ground because Deontay Johnson went off. So you'd like to see them still work him in. And
tell you what, Claypool, is that his name? I don't even know. Maybe his first name's not Clay, but he goes by Clay on TikTok, and his account is pretty great.
Nice. The Utes doing the ticking and the talking a lot more than the older folks.
Yeah, there's no Roethlisberger on TikTok.
Even Mel in the chat right now is saying broken thumb, and I'm looking at the news from Tuesday, and it says fractured left index finger.
Yeah,
so
that's
wild
what I
because
heard.
there were reports of a thumb. There were reports that it was a broke thumb.
I mean, there's reports that he has 2 thumbs. I heard.
Maybe not anymore.
Those are just a rumor. Those are just rumors.
Yeah, but they may have to
right?
transplant the thumb to the index.
Can you fucking imagine? Just
a thumbdex?
How dope would it be to just have 10 thumbs? You would never be able to wear gloves.
Everything is like an inch out of reach.
All right, you all good with your studs and duds, Jose?
Oh, we good.
All right, cool. Well, let's head over to Tito with the Week 7 standings.
All right, let's get right to it. Cybertron division. I got my first loss of the season. Mahoney got his first win of the season. Our division is still Garbage Mountain.
Amen.
With Jose and Juan sandwiched in between at 2 and 5.
Man,
I honestly expect after this week that it's going to be Tito at 7 and 1, and me, Juan, and Jose at 2 and 6.
Yeah, but so my record's 2 and 5. I'm second in points.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You're third.
No, I'm not. What?
You're
Who's
not.
second?
I'm looking at him right now.
Who the fuck's second?
I was just gonna give you the
Tad has 820 points scored. You have 794.
Oh, I'll be second next week.
We'll see.
Right, so, and over at Hell's Kitchen, Sharks still leading the division at 5 and 2. You have Los Ingobernables, Kelly's team, and Mel's team at 4 and 3, with Mary coming in at 2 and 5.
That division's a toss-up.
Yeah. Over at Japanship, which is our most competitive division thus far, yeah, Tad at 5 and 2. Vetter at 5 and 2. Tad and Goat in at 4 and 3, and Nyes at 3 and 4. So Nyes is just a game out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, if you look at the standings, Mahoney at 1 and 6 is just 3 games out of the wild card.
Yeah, don't I know it?
Just 3 games. He all he has to do is
I need losses. I need other teams to lose.
There's a nice big middle of the pack.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the one thing against that's hurting Mahoney is that there's so many in the middle of the pack. He needs so many of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, not everyone can
Lose.
lose.
That's okay. It's okay. The math is working out for me. What's going to hurt me is that I don't have any fucking points. So I anticipate that this is going to come down to a tie, and I am like 50 points behind the next low. Like, even if Mary and I are tied at 2 and 6 next week,
You are 34.5 points away from the second person with the lowest points.
What was the points he left on the bench when he sat as running back?
it was like 12. It really wasn't that many.
Okay.
Trust me, I'm not getting any
36.
points. I'm not getting any points when I put him in the lineup, so it doesn't matter if I'm leaving him out. But yeah, Matt is at 704. I'm at 670
and a half.
and a half. The halves are so obnoxious. I don't think. Oh wait, no. I was looking at Juan and not Jose. All right. I was like, Jose, you're not the third highest scorer, but you are. I was looking at Juan. Juan, you're not. But Jose, you are.
Tad, not too
I'm
far
taking
away
second.
from Tito as far as points scored.
No, I was gonna say that point scored it has closed significantly over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, a couple
I mean,
big
this
weeks.
is my first. Yeah, this is my first week scoring under 100. Last week I barely scored over 100. So
Tito never hits 100 again. Pulls a Kelly.
my team points for is going down. It's trending down.
That's
It's
fine.
Yep.
anybody's season. Not you, Juan.
It's wild.
Juan's team. Juan has. Let's see. Points against. Let's sort on points against here for a moment. Juan's
Yeah.
points against is 945 and a half.
Yes. So Juan leads with the most points against. That
Yeah.
means more teams have scored against Juan than any other team.
Mm-hmm. The next team is Mary with 809. So Juan, the teams have put up 945 points against Juan. The second highest point total is 809. Like, just 135 points difference.
Just getting dunked on.
Like an extra week. Like 1 week Juan had to play 2 teams.
Three-way
I said-
dance.
COVID, we got to bundle up 2 games
Yeah.
back to back.
Oh my god. Huh? All right. Well, let's move on to our week 8 preview.
No.
I love it.
I love the giggle.
All right, before we get into the week 8 preview, we have a couple questions in the chat that I want to go over real quick.
Let's do it.
Packer Raban asks, I got offered David Montgomery and Cooper Kupp for Todd Gurley. Should I accept it?
I don't know. 'Cause
That's not a
David
2-for-1 deal.
Montgomery's not doing nothing really.
No, Montgomery. Who did I trade Montgomery to?
Mel.
Mel? I'll tell you
Yeah.
Montgomery's numbers in a minute.
Not better than Gurley's.
No, what Gurley's doing is scoring those he's getting like touchdowns. He's not really getting the bulk of stuff there.
He's not, but 20 points average is a 20-point average. I mean, he's hasn't been horrible.
All right, so here's Montgomery's number: 7.5, 19.5, and this is by our scoring league. So, the question
Yours may
the question
vary.
might be different. So 7.5, 19.5, 5, 8.5, 14.5, 10, and 8.5. Now, if you look at the number of carries too, which is something I pay attention to because it's telling you how many opportunities he has. He's ranging. His low carries is 10, his high is 19, but then his receptions have ranged are right in the middle of the pack. So you're getting numbers in our league anyway. We're a PPR league, so you're getting numbers for that as well.
But his numbers are still not.
I mean,
Great.
they're not astronomical, but I don't go 2-for-1 for Gurley.
Yeah, but even Cup's numbers aren't Cup's numbers. So now you got 2 guys that could go in as fighting for your flex spot, and you just gave up what's probably your one running. I mean, who's your other running back?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it comes down to. So who's your other
That's
running
the
back?
question. Is who? If you're giving up Gurley, who are you leaning on? Because you can't give up Gurley and expect to lean on both of those guys weekly and explode. Because then who's Cup replacing? Because now what wide receiver are you bumping?
So
Like I get the 2-for-1, but I don't know if that's like that might create more miss Harmony in your lineup,
Well,
then
I mean, let's look at Gurley's numbers. So it's not. I mean, he is putting some good numbers, and it's quiet. So that's where you kind of get to lose it. So
yeah, I mean, he's not like running over everybody, but he's putting up numbers.
The most carries he's had this season are 23, and that was last week against Detroit. Before that, he's been in the 14, 16, 21 range. But his points, 12 from week 1, 12, 6, 14.5, 17.5, 22, 7.5, 20. And today he has 5 carries for 8 yards, and they're at half. They're at the half. So, yeah, 2 for 1 for Gurley. I don't think I'd do that.
Yeah, because who's your current wide receivers? Who's the running back you're keeping? Who else you got? I mean, that's kind of what it comes down to.
And then L4D asks, do you think I should start Marvin Jones Jr. or John Brown?
Marvin Jones.
Yeah. John Brown is hurt, and I'm all done with him this year.
Mm-hmm.
Like he had a good week 1, and then he disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should start. What's his name? Who's my guy?
Hollywood Brown?
No. Cole Beasley.
Beasley is the
Go
Beasley
get yourself
or
a
Dig.
Cole Beasley.
I mean,
If you're in a PPR league, those guys come through.
Mahoney has Cole Beasley on his bench right now. He might be looking to trade him to you there, L4D.
Yeah, I'll trade with anybody.
Can
You're
we
not
do-
in the league? That's fine. We'll
Let's
do it through email.
Yeah, let's do cross-league trades.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for asking those. That's super cool. I think it's. I don't want to cast aspersions on L4D or Packer Raban, but I feel like it's a matter of Thursday night, dudes get on YouTube and they're like, all right, I got to search for fantasy football shows that are going live and ask them what the fuck I'm going to do.
Good. I love it.
So I was
think
like,
that's great.
Hold, please. We'll get to that later on in the show. But thank you guys for listening.
Yeah.
All right. Week 8. What do we got?
All right. Week 8, we got a battle of the last place teams here with me versus Mary. And after weeks of waiting, all of the players I have acquired in my Infinity Gauntlet of fantasy football here are finally potentially going to play. So I'm projected for 120 points. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, but I'm projected to just crush Mary 120 to 100. I am a little bit worried about Mary has Carson Wentz going against the Cowboys, and I'm a little concerned that he might put up 50-something points.
That could be a massacre.
And run me into the ground. So we'll see.
That could be really bad. You got to be careful. And I've told you this. Dalvin Cook has a history of when seasons he gets injured often. Like, it's on and off. They'll try him out. He'll be hurt again. Or they really limit the number of carries for him going in. So I'd keep an eye on that. Mary has already 10 points on her bench with her kicker, her Atlantic kicker, Koo, who already has 3 field goals and 1 extra point. That's on her bench. She's going with Will Lutz in Chicago. So I don't know if he's going to match that number.
We will see. Well, all right. Then we got Matt and Juan. 95.5, 93.8. That's the projection there. Matt, it's looking like just going to squeak out a win. And
Listen,
if he...
you want to see 50 points? Watch Patrick Mahomes destroy the Jets.
Oh my God. Yeah. I am so ready for that in my other league because I got Mahomes and Hill. This league, I don't have either.
If Matt pulls out this victory, it will be in no small part thanks to the trade he made with me. And I'll tell you what, Matt, I would like very much for you to pull out this victory. So let's go.
Watch this week. Anyone who is involved with the Mahoney trade gets hurt.
No.
Across the board. Either COVID or injury. All
That'll
by
be no
Saturday.
As long as it's only the players I sent away, then I
No.
begrudgingly
Anyone
accept it.
involved
No.
in any trade.
My whole team would be out. I
Everyone
wouldn't have any players left.
Everyone is going to
party.
get Final Destination.
The blah 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 team caught COVID on the way to Michael Thomas finally ready to play. Shows up, fever.
I feel like Michael Thomas might never play again. If you're interested in Michael Thomas, maybe shoot me a note. 'Cause I don't know if he's going to play the rest of this season.
How that's fucking wild.
Tell you what, I'm not going to sell him at that price, though. So even though I don't know if he's going to play the rest of the season, he's still going to cost you. So we got Nyes over here with his Curtis Samuel genius move at 18 points already.
Nyes already
18
has 22 and a
already.
half points.
Yeah, looking to get a win over Mel, but Mel was the top scorer last week.
And right now he has 0 points from his wideout.
Yeah,
DJ
I do
Moore,
like
who
seeing
scored like
that.
16.
Who
or whatever.
DJ? No, DJ Moore at 23. He was the Curtis Samuel last week.
Well, now he's at donut at halftime.
That's the problem with these Panthers is you never know which one of them is going to do anything.
But this is what you don't want to see. That's 2 weeks in a row. Mike Davis.
Yeah, 4.5 points.
I
This
mean,
is probably
it's
the last
halftime.
week of Mike Davis.
It's halftime, and worst case scenario, Christian McCaffrey comes back, and I got a handcuff.
Yeah, if anybody has Mike Davis, it's you because you're
you
fine.
you don't drop him, especially if
no.
you got McCaffrey. You don't let him go. But it's just not encouraging to see his last 2 games before McCaffrey in single digits
For
when
sure.
he's been
Yeah.
so explosive and kick ass.
Especially,
Also, big bonus to Nyes is that he has the Chiefs defense and Chiefs kicker going against the Jets.
oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh my God.
Mhm.
yeah. I only wish. What the fuck was his name that I dropped? From the Chiefs. I can't even. Sammy Watkins.
Yes, which was a good call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I held on to him for way too long.
Yeah.
Well, especially with Le'Veon Bell there, because probably anything that would have went to Watkins is going to Bell now.
Hey, Nyes, you have James White on your team, which is a running back for New England. You should maybe try to flip him over to Kelly since Kelly's collecting them all.
He is. If you give him to Kelly, Kelly will have every running back on the Patriots.
Oh.
And like, who doesn't want to have every single one of the 4 running backs on the Patriots?
Yeah, there's an Infinity Gauntlet fucking meme for you.
And because you don't know which one of them is going to get the ball week to week, so you may as well have all of them if you're going to have any of
And,
them.
yeah, Kelly's
He's
gonna
got to just
start-
play them all.
He's going to start 2 of them on the starting spot and 1 at his flex.
Yeah.
That's
roll
the
dice.
only true way to not go wrong.
That's right. So the only person in the world who benefits from Mike Davis having 2 bad weeks in a row here is Nyes, because now all the questions about like, oh, well, when McCaffrey's back, like you still got to find work for Davis. Like, no, I don't. No, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Not anymore.
But you also got you can't overwork him.
No.
They have
McCaffrey?
They have Kansas City
Yeah.
next week, by the way.
He's all rested. You can overwork him. All right, next up we got
Mahoney says, I don't give a fuck. Play.
next up we got Herbert if you do, Herbert if you don't. Versus versus Tad and his this is Vetter and his COVID. Sometimes I have the hardest time remembering who these teams
It's the
are.
Q's. It's the QAnon's Guide to Idiocy and then COVID Quarantine. Which,
Yeah.
like, when have we ever had 2 teams with a Q in their name?
I don't think ever.
And
I don't think
Vetter's currently winning 14.5-0 with Julio Jones coming in at 10 points at halftime and Hayden Hurst with 4.5.
Which I'll take that. I'll take that.
That's
I
at
just
half.
hope
Okay.
he
Wait,
doesn't
that's-
pull another 10 though.
That's at half. So,
Well, yeah, that's better than fucking 18.
Right.
Again, it's half. You still got another half of credit.
I know.
And
But-
he already has 4.5 from Hayden Hurst, which I don't know what he was predicted to score this week. I'm sure that's a little more than half of what he was predicted to score.
7.
He
25.
was projected for 7.5.
So he already has 4.5. There you go.
Hey,
All right,
I'm
we
just trying to
got
get
a
a
we got
win.
another question in the chat right now, real quick.
Oh, nice.
Carmine23 says, should I do Zeke and Jefferson for Jacobs and Jarvis?
No,
Zeke and Jefferson for Jacobs.
no, don't
and
trade
Jarvis.
Jefferson for anything.
No.
No,
No.
don't do that. You cannot do that.
No.
Especially Jarvis. I mean, yeah, Jarvis is taking over for Beckham, but still, that's very shaky. You don't know what you're gonna get from Mayfield. They just sat Mayfield a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, he had a hell of a game last week where he scored 39 points, but there's too much unpredictability there. And Jefferson's been going off since the beginning of the season. So I mean,
consistently.
But think
Don't
about
do that.
this.
Keep both of those guys. Pick up Tony Pollard just in case you need something for Zeke.
right?
Think about this. What if Jarvis gets the Mind Stone and he turns to Vision?
Okay, if Jarvis turns to Vision, you're going to regret not making that trade. But I think that's probably unlikely.
No, he's trying to take advantage of Zeke having 2 subpar weeks.
Yeah.
Like I tried to
Tito,
do to Tito.
Yeah, if you would like me to take advantage of Zeke having 2 subpar weeks, let me know, Tito. I got a bunch of 10-point wide receivers. You can have your choice.
Yeah, because you have the superior people in that trade.
Oh, Carmine
absolutely.
says he has Tony Pollard already. So
Good.
There you go. Good.
Yeah,
So you're fine.
You sit and wait. It's called the reject trade button.
Yeah.
Tell whoever that guy is to suck all 5 of your thumbs. Sorry, that's a callback
Perfect.
to earlier in the show. I don't know if you're listening or not, but thank you for listening.
All right, so then we got Tad's QAnon Guide to Idiocy and Kelly's Los Ingobernables. Kelly's projected to win. They're playing right now. Tad's got 2 players going, Ridley and Gurley. Gurley's got 0 points. Ridley's got
0.
5.5.
That's wild.
Kelly with Nice, love you so much. But the fact that you gave up a top 10 wide receiver,
Desperate need of some running backs. And Mike Davis had the extra appeal of being on the Panthers with McCaffrey. So I would get the handcuff as well. And because Mike Davis hasn't been doing necessarily great for Kelly, I knew it was probably an easy deal. And he picked Robbie Anderson. So I went for it.
well, we know why, because Kelly loves hair.
Yeah, see, Kelly goes by what he drafted, and things might turn around.
Just to tell you what a steal Robbie Anderson was for you in the draft. This is week 8 of the 7 previous weeks. He's only had 2 games where he's been under double-digit points. One was at 9, one was at 7.5.
Yeah,
I think that trade was the steal of the century for Kelly.
we'll see.
So we'll
Well,
see.
he needed it. If anyone needed a trade to finally go his way, it had to be Kelly.
That's very fair.
I mean, fuck. He's been on since his last trade. He's been on a 3-game.
Carmine's
Sweet.
back, you guys. Carmine says,
How's
"What
he
do you,
doing?
what do you think I can get for Zeke?"
Well, I don't know what the rest of the makeup of his team is. You know, that's
sure.
gonna. What
Why do you need to replace Zeke?
Right.
Where you hurt?
It looks like he's trying to push
He's
him.
nervous.
You're trying to trade him at when he's at his lowest value.
Yeah.
So that's gonna hurt you a little bit there, unless you can take advantage of somebody in the league. I don't know what your league is made up of.
Yeah.
But it also depends on what you want and what you're looking for, where your weaknesses are on your team.
Secret to the trade is acquire as much value as you can, and then find someone else in your league who is weak where you've got all that extra value, and then see what they've got that you would want.
Also, consider if you have any Cowboys fans in your league.
Oh
Right.
yeah, definitely figure
Right.
out whatever team.
Yeah, those are
who
suckers for
everybody's
it.
fans of.
If you have a Gino on your team
Yeah.
who used to be in our league and was a huge Cowboy fan, and you could just take advantage of his blindness, his blind love for the Cowboys, knock yourself out.
Yeah, you could jump all over that shit.
Yeah.
And that is a good good point. Good point.
Now, we're
Yeah.
talking about Robbie Anderson. Currently only has 4.5 points at halftime, whereas I picked Curtis Samuel up, and he's got, what, 18
Mike-
points right now.
Mike
so.
Davis just got exploded. Like,
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Like he caught a ball out the backfield, and as soon as he turned his head around, just got exploded. The
Oh.
ball went one way, his body went another way.
I was hoping you said
Oh.
Mike Davis just exploded, and I was like, cool, sweet, nice. He got a touchdown?
Kelly had a running back that did that.
Yeah, and that's it. We never heard of him again.
Tom Brady's like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, he
Bring
just,
in Antonio Brown.
he just turned into a jersey.
Yeah.
Whoosh.
All right.
All right, where'd we leave off? Kelly and Tad.
Yep.
All right,
Yep.
so our last game of the week, we got Lee versus Tito. Tito projected at 121. and Lee, he's got Teddy Bridgewater, Bridgewater going right now.
Yep.
Who's got him 12 points, but I don't even know if he started him. So
He did.
No,
He
No,
started.
he
Okay.
did. He did.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
here's what's great. This is another one that's like matchup. Bridgewater was supposed to explode, but now it's kind of like
It's
How-
early. It's
Not
early in the second
crazy-ish.
half. It's only 12. There's 12 minutes and 27 seconds to go in the third quarter, so it's still pretty early for him.
How
He
does
didn't start
Samuel
off-
have 18 points and Bridgewater has 12?
because he's got a rushing touchdown.
Right.
Yes, he has a rushing touchdown.
Oh, look at you, nice.
Look at
Yeah,
me.
he's got
Yourself a
two
wide receiver
total
who runs. Well, that shit's wild.
He was running. Where's Kelly? He well, yeah, because look at Matt Ryan, 12 points.
Yeah,
Kelly
Matt
just
Ryan.
started.
Matt Ryan has a rushing. Oh no, I think they called it back. I thought he had a rushing touchdown.
No, it says it. He's
Okay, it's
got
there?
one,
Okay.
197, a rushing touchdown, and an interception. And this was supposed to be a game where it was a shootout, both teams throwing the ball a lot.
Well, I
And
like
it's,
the fact that I
12-12.
have. I kind of like the fact that I have 3 Chiefs going against the Jets.
Oh
So,
my God,
I don't
that's
blame you.
That's
Short of
fucking beautiful.
Short of a COVID outbreak, I kind of like my chances.
Oh
Yeah,
my god.
I think it was Mel asking on the Discord today, being like, should I think he was talking about a different league, but he's like, should I play whatever quarterback against the Cowboys? It's like, you should play every player you have who's playing against the Cowboys.
Mhm.
Like,
Cowboys and
until
Jets.
future notice. Yeah.
And then
What's going to be wild is when they do nothing but go to Le'Veon Bell all game.
Jose's got
I
me.
guarantee you he'll get Le'Veon Bell will get at least 1 touchdown.
Yeah. No, they'll use this Jets game as a game to
Very quickly,
especially if it gets out of control. They're going Bell heavy.
they've showed the replay of Mike Bell being blown up seriously like
Davis.
about 10 times. Mike Davis, excuse me.
I turned it on just to see it, and I think the guy who blew him up could have gotten the ball, except he hit him so hard that then he stood over him and stared him down like, how'd you like that? And then the ball just kind of bounced away in the background,
That's cool.
which, probably worth it.
Not
Probably
only
worth
is
it in the
that
long
cool,
run.
but Jose has me spooked about these positive COVID tests on the Giants and the possibility that that might affect the Giants versus the Buccaneers, which really sucks because that's the Monday game. And if that gets postponed to another week, I got nothing I can do to fill in those spots.
Here's what the NFL might do is like what they did with the Sunday night game. Is that game, if closer to the week, it looks like it might be more iffy than not iffy, they'll probably move it to a Sunday and move another game that could get high ratings to Monday
No,
night.
Right,
I think
'cause-
they move it farther out. I think they move it to a Tuesday just to give them the
Another
more of the
day?
chance to get negative results. But listen, it's the Giants' offensive line. I could pick 5 guys off the street that can block better
Yeah.
than those guys.
You know who's going to be on the Giants' offensive line on Monday night? Tito.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the right tackle.
Yeah, this is his Marky Mark moment. This is what all this exercising and running and obstacle courses has been for. Tito is going to go and be on the offensive line of the New York Giants.
How nuts! Fucking Nice has the Giants D playing. Tito's playing D. He gets an interception, gets right about to run it in for a touchdown. Looks at his phone, sees it would make Nice's D goes good, and he lays down.
Yeah, make Nice's D go good.
So good.
As we learned last week, I no longer have Giant D. All right, let's take a look at the picks for Week 8. A lot of toss-ups. Matt and Juan, Nyes and Mel, Jose and Vetter were split down the middle. I don't know, Mahoney, how do you figure out who's the favorite if it's split 2-2?
I don't know, man. The formula does it.
I was thinking you had some sort of fucking Moneyball shit going on.
No, I did some fancy formula, and it was like the favorite when it's equal is Mel, and I'm like, all right,
All right, cool.
works for me.
Yeah, Mahoney is the favorite against my wife, with all 4 of us picking Mahoney. Hopefully,
Davis just fumbled.
God, so Davis is alive.
He is alive, but
Not anymore.
doing well.
No, hold on. He ran
He
into
did
his
fumble. He
offensive.
just didn't get
No.
He was trying to get fourth and 2.
He ran into his offensive lineman's ass. He got tackled
Yeah.
by his offensive
Oh
lineman's
no, he
ass.
butt
Oh,
fumbled.
he butt fumbled.
No, he didn't fumble.
He didn't fumble.
Okay.
He got butt tackled.
Butt tackled.
Okay.
Which really sucks for me because they took the ball away from my kicker who was about to kick a 40-yard field goal to give it to Mike Davis to run directly up that guy's asshole.
Well, what happened was he had split vision. He thought the middle was open.
Yeah, he thought he was going through his ass.
He
like a
saw the hole. It just happened to be the wrong hole.
He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna make a break for it. Coach is gonna be so happy when I do this." It was like the Roadrunner. He saw a tunnel, but he ran into a brick wall.
Wild.
All right. Well, it's getting late. Let's head to the 2-minute warning.
2-minute warning.
All right. Final thoughts from Commissioner Tito going into week 8.
All right. Week 8, so we're halfway through. We're just about halfway through the season, or more than halfway through the season. Stay active. I know this is kind of like the time where a lot of teams kind of lose interest. You know, the excitement of the start of the season is kind of wearing out. Stay active. As I talked about when we talked about standings, nobody's been eliminated. Everybody's still very much alive.
I'm not eliminated.
Yes. So stay active, make moves. Don't be afraid to make trades. Just keep at it. Nobody be a Gino.
I think there's more trades this year in our league than any other year.
Absolutely, by far.
Yeah.
And we're just a little past halfway of the season.
Good advice. What do you got, Jose?
I want to see if Tampa keeps it going, and if these fucking
Me too, buddy.
COVID, what's up? Be costing any games this week or what?
Well, it seems like the trend the past few weeks is they're not delaying games by weeks anymore. It's usually a day that they're delaying something, and then sometimes not even. Sometimes they're clearing things up before that is even needed. So
yeah, because a lot of these over the last 2 weeks, they would be like positive tests, and then the next day they'd be like, nah, they were false positives. It's fine.
Well,
so
hopefully no NFL players were kissing the World Series trophy. That's all I got to say about that.
yeah, seriously.
I also want to see if the quarterback play continues, because we had 6 quarterbacks tearing it up, and almost 7 because Deshaun Watson for Mary had 27, which isn't, nothing to sneeze at. Didn't hit 30, but damn near close. I want to see if these quarterback numbers are still through the roof.
Shark had 2 quarterbacks on his team with 39 points.
Fucking wild.
And then
Shark has so many quarterbacks on his team.
He's carrying 3 quarterbacks.
Kelly has 2 quarterbacks, and Shark sent him a trade offer for a quarterback, and I was like, "What? Why does anybody have 3 quarterbacks on their team?"
I was watching that peanut-headed Matthew Berry talking about how great Tom Brady's doing, and how you should, obviously, no question, you should start Tom Brady every week, maybe even on the bye week, just out of respect.
Yeah. Fucking do it.
Yeah. And then, Mahoney, you got any
bye
final
week
thoughts?
challenge. I didn't have a bye week challenge this week, or I would have made some kind of weird ass challenge.
I like
There
it.
you go.
Let's keep that going. Any thoughts on week 8 from you, Mahoney, before we get to my
Only
name
thing I'm
change?
excited to see is what my team can actually do when they all play.
Right. Yeah, I'm
You know?
excited to see it. Like, I
So-
want Kittle to do good for you, but not too good. If you
I
know
want
what
him to
mean.
do better than he's ever done before. Like, my lineup, now that it is healthy, and this week doesn't necessarily count because I've got McLaurin on a bye, but with Tannehill and Jones and Cook and Kittle and Michael Thomas in my flex, like, the Tampa Bay defense, come on. How am I 1-6? Let's go.
That's my biggest regret still. Dropping that fucking. I got cute.
Hey, let me tell
Don't
you,
get cute. Never get cute.
don't think that's not why I got them.
I believe it.
You said last week that's your number one regret, and I said I must have them. Matt was like, "How about Robinson?" And I was like, "You got it, buddy. Give me that defense."
Give me that D.
That's all right.
Give me
Oh.
all that D.
Well, when you don't make the playoffs with it, at least
That's
it's
fine.
not out there.
That's fine. I'll trade it
I'll-
to whoever you're playing.
I'll see you in the Kerouac with it.
Okay, deal.
Speaking of the Kerouac, somebody needs a new name for this week.
You need a new name. Now, I had to check and make sure that this name would fit. I had to change it slightly to get the character count to work.
Okay.
But your name this week, that will just come in under the wire, is My Turtles Were Already Dead. There was absolutely no foul play. They were already dead.
What's the abbreviation?
Okay, hold on.
Dead.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Save changes. All right.
I was watching a Treehouse of Horror last night, and they had no water. It was like this Hunger Games riff. They had no water. Mr. Burns had all the water, and at one point, a booze in the background, just squeezing turtles to get water out of them, and then throwing them all like into a dumpster behind the Quickie Mart. And I'm like, this is nice. This is nice over here, just tossing turtle bodies out the window.
Hey, man, sometimes that's what you got to do. They don't flush as well as a goldfish. I'm sorry.
I would not imagine.
I would not imagine. Yeah.
You're burnt, turtles.
I sent them back to nature, and if there was any life left in those turtles, they had a real thrill getting chucked over that fence. So. All right, so
At least on my way out, we have one more adventure.
Yeah, whenever I ask where are the turtles, the answer is always the empty lot next door. All right, so wrapping things up, be sure to download Pop Fantasy Football and the Panels on Pages podcast on your favorite podcast app. If you cannot find it on your favorite, please let us know. And while you're there, leave us a review, leave us 5 stars, whatever you can do to get more eyeballs on Pop Fantasy Football. Make sure you watch Pop Fantasy Football live every week at youtube.com/panelsonpages and chat with us in real time, like all these cool dudes in the chat tonight. Packer Raban, L4D, and Carmine23. Thank you guys for coming and participating. And Mel, as always, love Mel. Gonna hate to have to beat your ass this week. So, and then be sure to like and subscribe to Panels on Pages on YouTube. We got Pop Fantasy Football, which you're listening to right now. You're soaking in it. We got the Panels on Pages podcast live every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern. We said it last week. We're going to say it again this week. If you like this, you're going to love that because that shit is wild. It's anything goes. It's 3 of us and 2 other dudes, and we just have a good time every week. It is a blast. We've been doing that shit for about 10 years now, so check it out. Also on our YouTube, Mahoney has his top 6 TikToks of the week. And then besides that, we got 10 years of groundbreaking Panels on Pages video content. I was going back through the old Pop videos on YouTube last night looking for stuff that we could dick around with and play on our election night special this week. And man, there's just so much stuff, so much good stuff. Check that out. We also got a new look to PanelsOnPages.com and a whole bunch of cool-ass new merch. Go to merch.panelsonpages.com. All kinds of shirt designs. And then any one of these designs you can get on pillows, coffee cups, stickers, what have you. And we do have some Pop Fantasy Football designs specifically.
I ordered my shirt today.
Wonderful. Yeah, me and Mary put in a big old order yesterday. We got the Pop Fantasy Football logo shirt. You can get that logo on a notebook, spiral or rule, hardcover. Pretty cool stuff there. Mahoney's got a spiral notebook.
I have the spiral one. It's great.
Yeah.
It's where I have my notes on which ones of you I need to lose.
Yeah, I ordered a Pop Fantasy Football notebook just because I'm going to start keeping a little history of the league and
Wonderful. And there's a sale going on right now for the next 4 hours, up to 35% off site-wide. What else we got here? We got a nice-looking tote. We got coffee cups. The other Pop Fantasy Football logo. I got myself a long-sleeve tee. I went up a couple sizes just so it's nice and comfy. And then I really like this baseball shirt with the reverse, the black and the white.
Ooh,
and then
that's nice.
Pins. We got the Dun-na-na logo t-shirt, stickers, sweatshirts, hoodies, pins, anything you could possibly want. Check it out.
Masks.
Yeah, I got a new Pop logo mask coming my way with our order. So super cool. Check it out, merch.panelsonpages.com. And join the PoP Discord at discord.panelsonpages.com. Almost everybody who's in the league is in that Discord, and even people who aren't in the league are in there in the PoP Fantasy Football channel talking about fantasy football. So, that being said, thank you for joining us for the PoP Fantasy Football Week 7 recap. Good luck to everyone competing in this league and beyond. And as always, we'll leave you with a quote from the great Vince Lombardi. And this week, the quote is, "There is only one way to succeed in anything, and that is to give it anything." We will see you guys next week. Thanks for coming.
The whole thing's fucked.